Did you know this one thing connects Indian mothers and Japanese mothers, and that one thing is the key to making you rich? What's it? Let's find out. Hi, I'm Neo and welcome to our channel Let's Make You Rich, because getting rich isn't rocket science. If you follow certain principles, certain well-established rules, I'm 100% sure you can be rich. Through this series, our aim is to simplify these principles for you. So no matter where you are in your finance journey, whether you're an absolute beginner or you've been investing for a while, these principles will help you build your wealth. The path to getting rich begins with small steps, and in this video, our small step will begin with the flip. You must have heard income minus expenditure equals savings. Using this formula, you can calculate your savings and then work your way towards being rich. But what if we flip it so that it says income minus savings equals expenditure? In the old equation, income minus expense equals savings. Savings were at the absolute bottom of the equation. But if you want to focus on savings, you need to know where you're spending, how much you're spending, and why you're spending. So focusing on your expenses can actually help you with your savings. If you want to build wealth, one of the biggest things we need to know is how to spend. And that's what this video is about. So, let's learn something new. Did you know this one thing connects Indian mothers and Japanese mothers? And that one thing is the key to making you rich. What is it? A notebook. Yes, a notebook. A simple common notebook is one thing that connects women from two absolutely diverse cultures. And this is one thing that will definitely make you rich. But first, with everything going digital, we have a problem. And this problem is happening right under our noses without us even realizing. Let me tell you a story about how a scammer taught me an important lesson in personal finance without scamming me. We shifted to our studio last year. It was just the two of us living by ourselves for the first time. And that was the first time I had to take certain decisions. How much to spend on groceries, what I wanted to buy for the house, clothes for myself, ordering food from outside or cooking by myself. And because I had to take these decisions by myself, it took me some time before I could get these decisions right. I over-ordered groceries because I was excited. I bought too many vegetables and fruits. And of course, I didn't track my funds. Sometimes I'd buy too much and then be stuck. And the best part was, everyone was okay with UPI. My bhel wala, the vegetable seller, the chemist, the dairy fellow, everyone took UPI. And so I never realized how much I was paying. When you spend in cash, you can actually see money leaving you, and it automatically makes you more cautious. I love digital payments, but the only problem is it's very hard to feel money leaving you unless you check your bank balance. Okay, so one day a scammer called and she promised me some gift cards. I identified she was a scammer in like 10 seconds, but sometimes I get curious to understand how these people work and what their phone calls are. So I indulged her. I let her ask me a few questions. And then she asked me this question: how much do you spend on groceries every month? And I actually had no answer. Well, I knew I could get an answer. I just had to check my bank statement and then I know exactly how much I spent. But at that moment on the phone call, I had no idea how much I was spending. 2,000, 4,000 or even 10,000. I was buying things I didn't need because ordering online was so easy. And I know this happens with everyone because all of us are used to online shopping. We love the convenience and it's so easy to order things. But till the time we see our bank balance, do we even know how much we're spending? Once we know exactly how much we're spending, we can hack it to help us get rich. How can Japan help us solve this problem? It's through this concept called Kakeibo. Kakeibo is a Japanese accounting system for homemakers. It was first developed in the year 1904 by Japan's first female journalist, Hani Motoko. Kakeibo asks you 4 questions. How much money do you have? How much do you want to save? How much are you spending? And how can you improve? And these questions have to be answered in a journal or a notebook. In this video, we'll cover the question, how much are you spending? And in future videos, we'll look at savings too. Now, it's very easy for us to fill these things online. But the Japanese believe that when you write things using a pen and paper, 3 things happen. Number 1, we think about what we're writing. Number 2, we understand deeper what we're writing. And number 3, it has a greater impact on us mentally. Kakeibo asks you to split your expenses into 4 types: needs, wants, culture, and emergencies. And you have to note down whatever spends you make each day of the month. And do you remember many of our mothers and grandmothers did the same thing? They had a small notebook where they write down how much they spent. I remember my mother doing it for sure. So the woman of the house was given a fixed sum of money to manage all her expenses, whether that was 50 rupees, 100 rupees, 1000 rupees, 10,000 rupees. That sum of money was usually fixed. And it was from that fixed sum that our grandmothers and mothers had to manage all of their expenses, all the groceries for the month, school fees, new uniforms, any treats for the kids, some unexpected expenses, or something fun like watching a movie or going out for dinner. Our mothers and grandmothers were so smart with their money. They managed to keep us well fed and relatively happy, even with the fixed sum of money that they had. Now, I don't want to call our mothers and grandmothers as a housewife. If you look at it, they're like a finance minister of each house. And you know the best part? Every homemaker, every finance minister had a secret stash of money that they saved from the monthly budget. They were rich, even though they didn't go out there and earn money. How? It seems like a miracle when you think about it. This balance was only possible because they kept a very tight watch on how much they spent and where. And now they didn't need technology for this. A simple notebook made them a better money manager than we are. Kakebo doesn't mean you stop enjoying your life. It doesn't mean you stop spending any money. It means you ask yourself a few simple questions. What type of an expense is it? Is it required right now? Are you going to use what you buy? And is this an emotional or an impulsive buy? Personal example, I love food. So when I see a new company selling something that I really want to try, my impulse is to buy it, especially if it's on sale. But do I need it right now? Most probably not. Am I going to use it in the next 3 months? Definitely not. Is this an emotional decision? Yes. And once you start making a note of your expenses, you'll realize that, okay, I spend more money when I'm really stressed. Or if I'm excited, I like to spend my money. Once you start decoding your emotions, you'll understand the triggers that make you spend your money. My personal way out of all of this is to choose whatever shopping app and to put items in my cart, but never checking them out. So I'll put like 40 items in my cart, but I'll not buy them. So it seems like as if I bought it, but I'm actually not buying it. So I'm not actually spending any money, but I'm still feeling really satisfied. It's not possible to have zero expenses. Everyone needs to spend money on things.
What? A finance channel is asking you to spend money?
Yes, the important thing is to learn how to spend well. I don't mean that you live beyond your means, you have a lot of luxuries, but you don't have money. No, not at all. Kakebo teaches you how to spend well. And to do that, you need to know the difference between wants and needs. Needs are things that you can't live without. They are things you need for your survival. Some expenses that come under this category are rent, electricity, internet, daily groceries, maintenance. Wants are things that you enjoy, but you don't necessarily need them for your survival. Ordering food from outside, packaged food, buying new clothes, new shoes. These are not really essentials. But let's be honest, we're all humans. थोड़ा सा indulgence तो बनता है. So what actually happens is what we think is a need is actually a want. And we don't really need it right now. To help you understand the difference, I'm going to classify a few of my expenses. Okay, so I made a list of my expenses. Let's classify them into wants and needs. Ordering a cherry pie and cupcakes, want. Buying a course on Udemy, need. Paying my team member's salary, need. Topping up super subscription that gives me provisions every day, need. Purchasing Dadi's medicines, need. Ordering packaged food from Big Basket, want. Buying some rainy wear shoes, need. Netflix subscription, want. Buying some organic personal care products in a sale, want. Paying a home loan EMI, need. Buying some breakfast cereal, want. Ordering new red t-shirts for Abhi, need. Now I know I have this list of needs and I know that I need to spend a fixed amount of money on these every month. So I know I need to earn that much money to cover at least these needs. I also know that I spent, for example, 10,000 on my wants this month. So I know that when I'm running out of money, I have to cut these expenses. Remember, Kakebo is not about depriving yourself. It's about knowing your expenses so that you live a fuller life.
So Niyu, what did we learn today?
We learned the Japanese concept of Kakebo. Kakebo is a system that helps you track your expenses. We learned the concept of wants and needs. We learned what it means to be aware of your spending. You can note down your spends in a notebook, in an app, or even a journal. And now for all those of you who stuck with me for so long, I have a freebie for you. I found a PDF that you can print and use as your expense journal. So click on the link in the description and download your journal. It's possible for everyone to get rich because it's not rocket science. It's a set of simple steps that everyone can take. It's a process. And through this series, we want to make sure that maximum people learn these principles that we have learned in the last 10 to 15 years and start living their best lives. Thank you so much for watching this video. We'll see you next Friday with something new.